do make everything complicated. Your relationships, your diet, your mind. Complexity, as minimalists know, is the antithesis of happiness and clouds your ability to be successful. We need a set of principles to follow, guidelines to maintain simplicity in our lives. Find time to be social and find love in your life. Whether this be with your significant other, your friends, or even your coworkers, typically this will get you out of the house. It'll introduce you to new settings, and preferably stay away from technology to really have that one-on-one time with that person. What this allows you to do is to unwind and really just clear your mind when you're with these people. It's not like our everyday high-frequency things, including work or your side hustle or working out or doing any kind of physical exercise. It's simply just having that time with that person to be yourself. It's also vitally important to find an exercise or a type of sport that you really enjoy. And obviously nobody likes being told to exercise. It's the most broken record on the planet. Everyone's telling you to do it, but it doesn't have to be what you think it is. It doesn't have to be some crazy 30-mile run or going to the gym for 3 hours where you're pretty much functionless afterwards. But it can be something simple and something you enjoy doing with a group of friends or even by yourself. It doesn't have to be difficult, it can be simple. For me, I really enjoy playing spike ball and pickleball, and honestly, any kind of sport where you can play with your friends, it's probably the most fun. I do enjoy going for walks as well. Try different sports. You'll find something you'll like, and just stick with that because it is an important part of a simple and healthy life. I didn't see you there. The next one, I guess, is finding music that you're thrilled about and that can really bring you to life. I personally listen to so many hours every single day that I've honestly lost track. And the only way I know how much music I listen to and what I've listened to is at the end of the year in my Spotify Wrapped. But realistically, every single day I just find myself gravitating towards music. It's just a great way to change your mood if you're feeling down, to reduce anxiety, or even bring feelings of nostalgia of things that have happened in the past or things that have given you good memories that are related to music. And it is such an easy way to store memories, I've found. And so many songs remind me of so many different moments in my life. So it's a great way to kind of get back on track. It's simple, and it is something that I 100% recommend you do as well. I love to cut up veggies for the entire week on Sundays, and all I really do is buy a bunch of vegetables, cut them up, put them in containers, and then throughout the week I just have fresh vegetables on hand whenever I want a snack or whenever I have a meal, and it makes it a lot easier. The second thing I like doing is lining up simple recipes that allow me to make various meals throughout the week with very minimal effort. And so when I have these recipes in place, I can make them for dinner, but then I also have all the ingredients on hand because I have bought them in advance. Finally, something I personally don't do, but I've heard has helped others immensely, is meal prepping. And this involves preparing meals on the weekend for the entire week ahead. I personally don't like eating the same thing every day, so I kind of stay away from this. Really, it's all just about minimizing the amount of thinking you have to do when it comes to food, because this is all about simplification. You want to put yourself on autopilot so you can focus on what really matters. So if you take a couple hours on the weekend to do this, it makes it very easy for you to eat healthy throughout the entire week. You also need to find a way to consistently keep learning. What I personally love is reading, you might have guessed it, but also learning through podcasts and researching topics or ideas that cross my mind or that I hear in other places where I'm learning from. If I have an interesting topic that I learned about in a book or some interesting way of thinking, I tend to do a bit more research about it later on in the day or later on in the week to learn even more about it. If you just find something that you're passionate about and want to learn more about, this could keep you going very easily. So find something you care about learning more about and do it regularly to continually be learning new things. And this will keep your brain active and continuously allow you to grow as a person. When you're learning, you're not really thinking about anything else. You're developing different skills and different neural connections in your brain. and you're becoming a more well-rounded person that knows more things, whether that be in a specific area or all around, and you can be a jack of all trades, so to speak. It's also very important to have a way to calm your mind. We have so many thoughts rushing through our head every single second of the day. So I find that meditation really helps me to get in that headspace and to clear everything out, to start fresh, if you will. But this doesn't by any means have to be meditation. For some, it can be a walk, it can be simply sitting, or it can be spending time with a loved one as well. So we can tie some of these concepts together. So really whatever helps you to clear your mind, to get rid of unnecessary thoughts in your head, is what you should do. Should do it daily if you can. And what I've found as well is that practicing this will help you stay focused and have the ability to gain control over your thoughts and emotions. And this is one of the main benefits that I've realized from being aware of thoughts and calming my mind. Typically I like to do it before bed or right after waking up, since this is kind of the best time to reset to do this. But again, if you like going for a walk, again, you can do that first thing in the morning if you want as well. If you're having a somewhat stressful day and you go for a quick walk, clear your mind, it can do a lot to reset you. Honestly, it just really helps to calm your mind and get you in that right headspace. You need a way to reflect and think about everything that's been going on in your life. And I find a great outing for this to be creative work, which is why I've bunched them together. When I get inspired, I'm typically thinking about a podcast or something I've read, and it inspires me to create new content. It's also really important for you to schedule this time, because I find it gets neglected from personal experience in my day-to-day life as random busy tasks just take over. Another great way to do this is to sit in a chair and reflect or think for about 30 minutes. Sometimes I even just look at a wall and just spend time contemplating my life. Often I find this is first thing in the morning, weirdly enough. I lay in my bed. I don't really want to get out of bed, but because I don't want to, I might as well be productive. So I spend about 10 to 15 minutes just thinking and seeing if I can put anything together, either from dreams or from leftover thoughts from the day before. And like I mentioned, even if you're doing non-productive procrastination, like watching a movie or watching YouTube, I find oftentimes this brings me inspiration or to some sort of idea that I can then implement by doing my creative work. So realistically doing this, thinking, reflecting, making sure that you're putting in time to do those things helps you to generate ideas and be more creative. This video wouldn't be complete if I didn't mention something very important, and probably the most important thing out of everything I've mentioned today. And that is having a sense of purpose or a larger mission that you are on. Do you like helping people lose weight? Do you want to help save lives? Do you want to teach people or educate people in other ways through social media or even through one-on-one conversation? These are all things you should be thinking about, and the actions that you're taking daily towards this mission is something that should be baked into everything you do. What it does is it brings everything together. All those other things we've talked about are all brought together by this mission. Doing these things and forming these habits are to better serve you and your mission. So once you've found that, it's kind of the missing puzzle piece, and it'll all make sense in the end. And taking daily action towards that mission and on your mission will help you become a stronger version of yourself and want to keep establishing those habits for the years to come. And really that's it. It's simple, because that's how a life worth living should be.